What's going on, Staten Island, and welcome to a very special presentation brought to you by your friends at Metro United Sports Unlimited, a proud 501c3 in New York State, brought to you by Bobby Glenister, Tom Milano, Chris Reyes, and myself, Todd Bivona. It's great to have you along with us. What are we doing here today? We're previewing the 2025 high school boys baseball varsity season and getting you set for what's to come. Had a great year last year. St. Peter's, big highlight. Tottenville, perennial powerhouse. But what do we have in store this season? From Team USA, as mentioned, Chris is going to help us out, break down the coaches, the players, the facilities, some upgrades. We have some history to go back on.
Yes, we do.
Plenty of players in the past that have moved on to minor league ball, to pro ball. We're going to cover everything, all right? So we're going to get to each and every team on Staten Island and see what their schedule is going to be looking like, where they're going to be traveling to, and who's got the best shot to make it all the way. Once again, we want to thank our friends at TUF Media for helping us out behind the scenes. And, of course, this is an MUSU production. Great to have you along with us. It's going to be a great ride. Plenty of content you're going to get from here, not just what you're watching here today. Be sure to like us on Instagram or like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit notifications so you can see each team's preview is going to have its very own video, which will be great for you to share with all your friends and families when it comes to your son, daughter, or classmate, perhaps, looking forward to this 2025 baseball season on Staten Island. Chris, you ready?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
All right, let's dig in. Once again, Metro United Sports Unlimited proudly presents this preview of the 2025 Staten Island High School boys baseball season. Our trip on Staten Island Rapid Transit stops off in New Dorp, and then it takes a really long walk, actually, from the train station to get all the way to New Dorp, if my memory serves me correctly.
It's a good walk.
That's a hike.
Yeah.
You're better off just driving.
A lot of good restaurants along the way, though.
New Dorp. We're getting away from the point here, people. We are previewing the Staten Island High School boys varsity baseball season, and we go to New Dorp. Coach Reyes Smith at the helm, and he's got a squad of winners, as Chris Reyes likes to say. Again, that's Chris, Team USA Baseball. My name is Todd Bivona. We are with TUF Media, Metro United Sports Unlimited. Jaden Millis, Austin Jentz, Dylan Ballestero, Nick Barrett, Aiden Pena. I just listed off the names. I took his job, but those are the names you need to know. I don't know them very well. This guy does. Chris, those are the names we need to know, but give me first just an overall view of New Dorp baseball coming up this year. Based off of last year, what can we expect?
Sure.
What kind of brand of baseball could we expect from Coach Smith? What do you think?
Yeah, one thing I can say about Reyes Smith is he's a winner. He's a winner. That guy's a winner. He's been in youth baseball for years, probably going on 3 decades. He's had some up and down years at New Dorp. We have a connection through Long Island University where he coached.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah, so we've always had an affinity for each other, and his family and my family are close. So it's always fun talking about the Smiths, so to say. But one thing I can say about Reyes Smith and New Dorp is that they will know the game. He is one of those guys in New York City that is well respected when it comes to teaching the game, teaching leadership, teaching kids the correct character and behavior. I don't know if there's a better guy in New York City. Reyes Smith is that guy. He's a gentleman, and you could always see it in his players. They're always respectful. They're never fighting. They shake the umpire's hands. All right. So I'd like to start with that because I think that stuff gets overlooked a lot nowadays, Todd. But he is a gentleman of the game. All his players are gentlemen. And it's something I always want to point out.
It's important because we have to remember, as much as we are previewing the baseball and on the field play and looking forward to our Staten Island athletes shine on the island, in the city, and in the state, it reminds me of thinking of another team now, St. Peter's, and our good friend, Coach Bobby Glenister, who wants an environment.
Sure.
Right? It's building boys into men.
That's right.
It's about developing good character and good practices like shaking umpire's hand or being those things. And Coach Smith has been doing that for years.
And Todd, you could see it in all these kids, right? We'll go down the list. Jaden Millis.
Sure.
Austin Jentz, Dylan Ballestero, Nick Barrett, Aiden Pena. All these kids I know since they're younger kids. Yeah. I wasn't completely surrounded by them, so to say. But when you speak to them, they're young gentlemen, right? So I always want to point that out because when a team is like that, I think it needs to be highlighted more.
Absolutely.
Because there is a lot of nonsense going on in travel baseball and high school baseball. So I really want to compliment Coach Smith on that and what he does the last 3 decades at Dorp and, just coaching in general. And he's a staple in New York City baseball.
Yeah, and this sounds like a solid group of guys.
Yes, absolutely.
Just a group of guys that are going to be great men and hopefully have careers at the collegiate level. And if not too, Chris, some of these guys might decide they don't want to play ball. And that's fine too. Everyone's got to find their own what they want to do.
Part of Coach Smith's message is, once this baseball thing comes to an end, what are you bringing to the community, right? And he always produces gentlemen, which are not easy to do nowadays, Todd, in youth sports.
And speaking of, also, Dorp has a lot of different programs that they offer too. Speaking to the school's character.
That's right.
And all their programs that they have. And I can attest because I'm actually teaching there a broadcasting class.
That's great.
This spring, we're going over how to do lacrosse and flag football. So I know a couple of these names seem familiar as far as being involved in the ACMA program, they call it, ACMA program that they have, and a lot of professional programs that they have for development.
Sure.
Which is so important here. And one thing I would love is for some of those guys who are part of the media program to come to these games and work these games.
Yes, sir.
And be a part of the broadcast, because some people on here, you had Jaden Mellis, ace pitcher, middle of the lineup guy, hit 300 in 24.
Yeah, after speaking to Coach Smith, he's going to rely on that name a lot.
Okay.
Jaden Mellis, I've seen him since he's a little kid, super athletic kid, is going to be the kid that Coach Smith relies on. Okay. As you can tell, right, in our notes, he's going to hold a lot of responsibility on his shoulders and should do so. Jaden seems to be that kid, and Reyes Smith, you can tell, is wanting him to do that. So that's a key thing. Austin Gents here, short-handed shortstop. I remember seeing Austin when he was a little kid, has always been that kid that if the ball was hit to him, the play is made.
Yeah. He knows what to do. He has situational awareness.
He does. He has situational awareness. He does the little things really well. If that makes sense, right? He's not going to overwhelm you with flashiness and throw the ball across the diamond at 91. But I can guarantee Coach Smith put him at shortstop, because when that ball's hit to him, it's an out.
So he's got good fundamentals.
He sure does.
He's a leader on that team.
Absolutely.
So the younger guys,
absolutely, yep.
Younger guys going to look to him to really lead that squad. All right, we mentioned Dylan Ballestero, speedy center fielder. I love speed. I was in my senior year at Tauntonville. I was a designated runner.
You were the speed.
I was the speed. I was a speed guy. I couldn't hit the Atlantic.
Wasn't the speed, Todd. I was not.
That's right. That's right. As the catcher, he had plenty of big moments, but speed was not one of them. But yeah, I couldn't hit the Atlantic if I fell out of a rowboat. So I was on the Pine. I was pinch running for our catcher, Tom Ambersole.
Tom. Okay.
Tom Ambersole.
Name in years.
Yeah, Tom Ambersole.
That person holds a ton of value, Todd. Right.
Yeah.
And when you bring that electricity to the base paths, in kind of what we're talking about, Dylan, I think it gets overlooked sometimes, but it's valuable, man.
And if he's getting on the base, batted .415 in 2024, coach is really looking for him to be a spark plug. And and I can attest to scoring that unexpected run because I got extra wheels.
100%.
And he might have extra wheels in a situation where maybe he's up 3-2 or maybe he's down 3-2, and he gets to go first to home on a dink shot into right field, a double clutched or dropped the ball. Speak about situational awareness. He's aware he's out in right field. I'm a run from third to home. He's going to take that extra step.
That's right. And it seems to what we're talking about, Coach Smith is going to rely on that a lot this year. After speaking with Ray, they're going to have to play small ball. They're going to have to play smart baseball. I don't think they have the big bangers that are going to hit the ball over the fence. So they're going to rely on guys like Dylan to do that.
Small, and there's nothing wrong with small ball.
No, it wins.
So, I mean, it wins ball games, and if you do it right, and if you prep, and that's preparation. And I think getting to Ray Smith, and he and Chris led with talking about the value of having Ray Smith as your coach, as your manager. I mean, how fortunate are these guys?
Yeah,
to be able to be under his tutelage and to learn not just the game, but how to be good men. And I think he's going to teach them that small ball and prepare them.
100%.
That's the biggest thing for me, is a prepared team. That's how I always felt playing against Dorp, a prepared squad.
Always prepared.
Always
knew where to throw it, arm fakes, getting the bunts down. And I think it's going to take on the same character this year again, Todd.
And I think Dylan's going to be able to do that with his speed. And you got a pitcher, a 3-year starter in Nick Barrett, which is great. Having a 3-year starter, you've done it.
Yeah.
You've been through it. You know what Tottenville's like. You know what you're going to get at Curtis, at a Wagner, at a Port, or you know what to expect, and you know how to rise to the occasion. So Nick Barrett, I think, is another guy you rely on the mound. When you're taking the bump against some of these big names, you got some big offensive schools out there on the island.
And I think as a 3-year starter, as it's stated here, it's his year to shine, Todd.
Yeah.
And he's going to be a guy that throws strikes and does all that stuff with Coach Ray Smith. And you do that over a long period of time in this game.
Sure.
In a season, it always ends up going well.
They're part of a competitive PSAL division for sure, but they have great leadership in Coach Ray Smith, who's an absolute legend. A couple of upperclassmen to lead the way, and some youth. Looks like they have some speed as well. So I think New Dorp's in for a pretty good year, and we're looking forward to see how they perform.
It's going to be an exciting year for them.
That's Chris. I'm Todd. We just previewed New Dorp High School's baseball seasons for the 2025 year. Thanks to our friends at TUF and, of course, Metro United Sports Unlimited. We'll see you in the next one. Great to have you along with us. Going to be a great ride. Plenty of content you're going to get from here, not just what you're watching here today. Be sure to like us on Instagram or like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit notifications so you can see each team's preview is going to have its very own video of the 2025 Staten Island High School boys baseball season.